There's been plenty of talk about stock cars racing here on Ile Notre Dame and Circuit Gilles-Villeneuve. Well, the day has finally arrived. Yes, the CASCAR Super Series making their first appearance here on Ile Notre Dame.
The CASCAR Super Series storms into Montreal, Quebec for the fourth and final road course race of 2006. These 500-plus horsepower beasts have come to put on a show at one of the most prestigious racetracks in North America, Circuit Gilles-Villeneuve. A fierce points battle is brewing with second-year CASCAR racer J.R. Fitzpatrick leading two veterans, his mentor Don Thompson Jr. and the man on the move, the wily Kerry Mix. All three are in the hunt for the gold as we get set for racing at speeds of over 170 miles an hour. This is round number 8 of the 2006 CASCAR Super Series from Circuit Gilles-Villeneuve in Montreal, Quebec. This is the CASCAR 100. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a bright and sunny Montreal. I'm Dave Bradley. Along with me is Billy Rouse Jr. and Todd Lewis is trackside. Billy, what do the drivers have to focus on in today's 23-lap feature?
Well, Dave, this is the longest and fastest road course that CASCAR gets to see on a yearly basis. The drivers have to hit their marks. They have to be conservative here with their brakes because we're going to run 170 mile an hour on that long straightaway. Some
of these drivers be making 10 to 12 shifts per lap, and that'll take its toll on some of these teams. Kenny Habul, you saw a shot of him, very quick in practice. Also Brantford's Doug Brown and DJ Kennington just got in from trying to qualify a Busch car at Bristol. DJ hasn't even caught his breath yet, but during Castrol qualifying, it was the speedy J.R. Fitzpatrick who came out flying first as he set a new track record very early on in the session.
Well, the kid's fast and he knows it, but you know, late in that session, Robin Buck come along in that Lou's Barbecue Taurus and stole the top honors, making car owner Dave Jacobs very, very happy.
Well, there's Dave there watching the time charts as everyone else did, trying to keep up the quick pace. It was the 02 Taurus of Kerry Mix who waited patiently for his turn to shine. Man from Mount Albert, Ontario took the Castrol top qualifying spot on the last lap of the session with a blistering time of 1:48.984 for an average speed of 143.988 kilometers an hour. That'll be Mick's 9th career CASCAR pole.
But Dave, the drama didn't stop there. Both Fitzpatrick Motorsports cars lost motors in that session. J.R. Fitzpatrick got the only spare that was in the trailer because he's leading the points. Thompson had to borrow one from a competitor, Peter Gibbons.
Well, the Castrol point standings would look like this after qualifying. Mix would gain some ground on points leader Fitzpatrick, while his teammate Thompson still sat in second place, just 24 markers from the top spot. Cars all set to roll from pit lane here in Montreal. Ron Beauchamp Jr. And here's the view from Jeff Lapsovic's Monte Carlo. With more on today's affair, here's Todd Lewis.
Thanks, guys. Spoke to Kerry Mix just a couple of seconds ago as we watched the cars pull out here on Circuit Gilles-Villeneuve. He wants to lead at least one lap. Of course, he's going to be getting pressure from behind from Robin Buck. He wants to pace some laps here in Montreal. It's going to be very exciting to watch these first few laps. Here from Ile Notre Dame, the green flag when we come back.
Round number 8 of the 2006 CASCAR Super Series, the CASCAR 100 from Montreal, Quebec, is brought to you by Castrol Syntec. Outperforms all other leading motor oils. Mopar, authentic performance. Gridley Heads Board Games. To play is not enough. And by Fast Eddie Racewear. Get geared up. Cars are warming up their tires as they're on track in this beautiful course in Ile Notre Dame. On board with DJ Kennington now as he puts his Castrol Mopar Dodge through the motions.
Well, Dave, he did a wonderful job. He proved the veteran he is. He came here with no practice until he put that car out there to qualify.
Let's now take a look at the Leland starting grid. Kerry Mix and Robin Buck make up row number 1. Scott Steckley and Ron Beauchamp Jr. in that brand new road course car this season, doing well, qualifying 4th. Peter Gibbons and Jeff Lapsovic make up row number 3. And then to take a look back to row number 4, it's Dave Whitlock and Kenny Habul. Jim Lapsevich and rookie Jason Hathaway in row number 5. Hathaway leading the Rookie of the Year point standings. And Mark Dilley, there's DJ Kennington in the Castrol Dodge in row number 6. Brad Graham and rookie Pierre Bourque in row number 7. Then back another one to row number 8. It's Doug Brown and Ron Van Ness. Row number 9 brings us Jean-Francois Dumoulin and Dave Connolly in the 82 car. Another rookie, Kent Noon, Richard Duravage in row number 10. Then it's row number 11, bringing us Brian Cathcart and J.R. Fitzpatrick all the way back near the back as he had to change the motor. Don Thompson Jr. also with motor woes, and Bertrand Gaudin will start shotgun on the field.
Well, Dave, Gaudin had to sit out qualifying as the Mid-America team replaced the transmission in that Monte Carlo.
On board with Jeff Lapsevich, who won at Edmonton. He's now running the Carhartt colors in his Fastline Motorsports Monte Carlo.
Well, Dave, we'll look at this fine facility on the Logos Auto Parts track map. It's a permanent racetrack. It has 15 turns, a lot of tight corners, but look at all them straightaways. At one point, we'll carry 170 miles an hour.
That's right, a straightaway that is 1.5 kilometers long to the start-finish line. Then they have to get those cars stopped in an awful hurry. With more on how the day may play out, here's Todd Lewis.
Absolutely right, guys. Just like Trois Rivières breaks the concern of every one of these CASCAR Super Series teams. Down into the hairpin, down into the center corner. Huge speeds being built up by these big, heavy stock cars. The team that conserves their brakes and has a little something left at the end, they will be in line for a very good finish. But, Billy, if somebody's pushing you from behind, awfully tough to conserve those brakes.
Oh, Todd, you're so right. Brakes will be the big issue here. These heavy stock cars only have single piston calipers. You can boil the fluid in a big hurry. But you know what? That guy right there's got lots of patience.
On board now with another driver who will be riding along with all day. There's Pierre Bourque. And DJ Kennington also has one of her onboard cameras as we move our way from the back of the field to the front. Kenny Aboul also will get to ride along with him, a road race ace, and he did pretty well in Edmonton this year as well. Lapsevich in the 23, the brand new Carhartt Monte Carlo, and there's Dave Whitlock, who has a win at Mosport on the oval. Ron Beauchamp Jr. in the Mopar Dodge will also be carrying one of her onboard cameras. He'll roll off in 4th spot. And starting on the outside of the front row, Robin Buck in the Lou's Barbecue 88. As we come down onto the front straightaway, green flag is up in the air. We're set to go for the CASCAR 100. First ever stock car race here on Ile Notre Dame. Circuit Gilles-Villeneuve, we're green, and it's a go.
Oh, the sound of CASCAR going through the gears, heading for the first corner. Kerry Mix got to the inside, Buck back to the outside. Oh, they're going at it hard, and it's only the first 2 corners.
A lot different than Formula One as they power through the center corners here at Circuit Gilles-Villeneuve. Now they double up side by side. Here comes Steckley to the inside, taking a look on Buck, but he'll back out.
Well, Steckley with that new McCall road course car, he's got a ton of confidence. He's got a new crew chief. He's got a win under his belt. Look at him fly here today.
So still in command is the 02 of Kerry Mix, followed by the 88 of Robin Buck. There's Scott Steckley. How about Peter Gibbons in the 1 car?
Well, Peter Gibbons just getting all of his stuff working again. Peter hasn't been at the top of the charts at every race, but you know what? He qualified well here, and he's really starting to show his old form.
And these straightaways go on forever. We went on board there with Beauchamp. Looks like he could read a book down half of them.
Some of these guys will be a little nervous, not that they'll be scared, just a little nervous. They haven't gone 170 mile an hour before in these CASCAR stock cars.
What is it like to go that fast in a CASCAR? Does everything start shaking, or?
Well, I don't know. I've never gone 170 in a CASCAR, but in an ARCA stock car, you get into the draft and stuff, and you can really move the car around when you get up in the draft. Peter Gibbons is one of the guys that has that drafting experience. Look for him to be stout here today.
Well, Kenny Aboul has lots of road racing experience as he heads on to that back straightaway as we go back to the Quebec corner. Just a little chicane as Kerry Mix comes up into it. See, hard on the brakes. The nose of that car dives right down. They bounce off the corners, right up against that wall, and head down the front chute one more time.
Well, Mixie's got that Ford Taurus just hauling the mail. You can see it go up and down in the shocks and springs. He's got it glued to the racetrack. Look at how much camber he's got in that left front as he makes the entrance into the corner. The thing comes right up in the spring, carries the left front tire. That car's hooked up.
That's like a dirt late model through those corners as Kerry Mix gets hard on the gas one more time, but Buck's sticking right with him. So is the 22 of Scott Steckley with a new sponsor on board, Thermo King out of Quebec, helping out the 22 team for today's race.
Well, there's a great look. We're on board with Robin Buck and the Lou's Barbecue Taurus chasing Kerry Mix. Let's just watch what happens here. Listen to this horsepower. Oh, those are great sounds, David.
And Buck still all over the back of the 0-2. With Steckley starting to lose touch a little bit, so is Beauchamp, as everybody starts to get spread out a little bit now from the leaders. The best battle on the track is right in the front between Kerry Mix and the 88 of Robin Buck. There's Buck one more time, in hard on the braking zone. And that is a passing zone here on this 15-turn street course. There are a number of them.
Well, on road course, Dave, it's all about who can get position going into the corner. You get down the inside there, outbrake him, he's got no choice but to let you go.
Look at how tight this corner is. They get so hard on the brakes here. Everybody bunches up. Mix gets a little crooked right out to the wall. So does Steckley. Steckley bounces off the wall.
Well, he get up into the marbles there and all that Dodge horsepower, and he was leaning on it. She scooted out, just touched the wall. I don't think it was hard enough to hurt anything, but we'll keep an eye on the 22. And here comes Beauchamp with Ron Sr.'s horsepower chasing him down.
This is a busy weekend here at Circuit Gilles-Villeneuve. A lot of race cars have already seen this surface. That's why there may be a little extra dirt on the outside of these corners.
Well, that was a great look as they're coming down the straightaway there. It shows the parity, and here comes young J.R. Fitzpatrick all the way from the back. He just passed DJ Kennington. I think that was for 12.
That is for 12. How about the Milwaukee Tools Chevy Monte Carlo of J.R. Fitzpatrick slicing his way through this field on his way to the front. Good battle there now with Mark Dilling as J.R. Fitzpatrick squeezes hard on the brake pedal.
Well, Dave, what I was going to say was just showing what the great parity in CASCAR stock cars is all about. We got a pair of Fords up front being chased by a pair of Dodges, and then Peter Gibbons with that lone Monte Carlo Chevrolet bringing up the 5th spot.
And any one of those guys can switch spots at any different time throughout this race.
J.R. Fitzpatrick, he's being ultra aggressive trying to get that Chevrolet to the front. J.R., you got to remember the big picture, fella. You got to first finish before you can finish first.
Well, Kerry Mix leads after 3 laps here at Montreal. Welcome back to the CASCAR 100 from Montreal. The points leader, the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick, is on a tear as he approaches the start-finish line in 10th spot.
Well, I'll tell you what, give him credit, but you still got to be easy on the brakes and easy on that transmission, and you got to have in the back of your mind that you've already broke one motor and you got the spare in there. You should be looking at the big picture and taking it easy, but JR, he's muscling her to the front.
Well, you see the space starting to grow between the leaders and the third-place car of Scott Steckley, who's not even in your picture in that Herb Group Charger. But there is the 0-2 of Kerry Mix, who leads the 88 of Robin Buck, and Todd's down in the mixed pit.
Razor, Kerry Mix still out in front, leading the race. Is he getting pushed from behind, and what's he saying on the radio?
He's actually not saying too much. He's quite content right now. I think he's, we're trying to get him set her back a little bit, not run such a hard pace, because we know Robin's a pretty wily veteran, and he got third place running there, and everybody's going to be close at the end, and if there's a caution, we don't want to run the car too hard.
Well, absolutely, guys. You don't want to run the wheels off it early on, get that big lead, and then have it disappear when a caution comes out. But right now, he's doing a whale of a job. And when he says the driver's not saying nothing, in stock car racing or in any racing, a quiet driver is a happy driver.
We'll take a look to the inside of the 39 of Dave Whitlock. Lapsevich in there, too. That's Jim Lapsevich in the 25. Jeff Lapsevich in the Carhartt Monte Carlo. Also in that battle as well. This a little bit deeper in the field towards the back of the top 10.
We're on board with Kenny Habul. He's a pretty good road racer. Let's ride with him a bit and watch what he does with the shifting and brake patterns here. There, he's downshifting in the corner. You can see him working the pedal. Pretty good action. Nice and quiet on the steering wheel. Up over the curbs on both sides. Accelerating hard out of the corner. Back up the shifter pattern. Look at that. This guy is good on the shifter. Now we get a good look at his feet there. See the extension on the brake pedal so you can lean over. A little bit of heel and toe action going on there. Getting the throttle up. Switches brake pedals. Look at that. Look at the footwork. Awesome.
Well, Kenny Abul, a brand new driving uniform as well. Alpine Stars have donated all of Abul's racewear. At the end of the season, the suit, gloves, boots, the whole deal will be auctioned off with the proceeds going to Variety Village charity.
They're on board with Dave Whitlock. Just a stark difference. We just went on board with Abul, having a look at what Dave does. Dave sits way back, nice and relaxed, just making it come to him.
Well, Whitlock and Scott Steckley have had the best overall finishing averages in the past 3 road courses, that being a 7th place finish. So Whitlock definitely knows what he's doing here in the left and right-hand turns.
Well, Dave's a veteran. He's run a lot of different styles of cars, right from ACT to CASCAR. He does his job well, and he owns his own equipment, so he has to do well.
And he's got to keep it pretty clean. And he's creeping up in the points, too. You remember back at Mosport, he won on the oval, so he's starting to get back up into this points chase.
There's a good look as they go by down the backstretch. They are going fast.
That's an awesome sound, isn't it?
Oh, we got some squealing on the tires there, a little dirt flying. That's one thing about these CASCAR guys when you bring them to a road course. They're not scared of a little agricultural racing.
Oh boy, everybody crooked off that corner. And not the last corner before this big long back straightaway heading down towards the start-finish line. And take a look now, a battle for 4th. Here comes Gibbons. He's in the draft in the Mopar 60 of Ron Beauchamp. Too far away to make a move, or is he? Dives it hard into the corner. Down the front straightaway, up underneath the 60 he goes.
Well, there's a pair of in-house motor programs right there. Ron Sr. builds the Mopars. Peter builds his own Chevrolets, and he got the job done on Ronnie Beauchamp.
On a road course, how important is it to get off the corner cleanly?
Well, that's the whole thing you've heard us talk about in the past. Easy in and hard off. That's what you got to get the power down. You got to get the tires to eat up all that horsepower, and Peter Gibbons is getting it done. Somebody must have told him it was time to go.
Take a look at the Gridley Heads running order. 18 laps to go now here in this 23-lap CASCAR 100 at Circuit Gilles-Villeneuve. The first time ever stock cars have ever been on this race course.
Well, they certainly belong here. I'll tell you what, this is a great show. Looking to the inside, we're passing. Hey, stock car racing at its best. We don't wait for braking zones or passing zones. We pass them when we get the opportunity.
Whenever there's a hole, there's a nose coming up in there on board with Ron Beauchamp. And he's trying to fight off a battle from the 23 of Lapsevich. Lapsevich with good power around the outside. Whitlock's right in there as well. Beauchamp starting to fall back a touch.
Well, it's just my own opinion, but it looks like Beauchamp's car is starting to fade a little bit. That's a new Hess car, and you know what? They're just new to this. They'll catch on.
Well, we'll find out what the crew is saying. Todd's down in the Beauchamp pit. See what's up with that Mopar Dodge. Todd?
Chris Cuvion, the crew chief for Ron Beauchamp Jr. the Mopar Parts team. You're getting ready for some serious work. What's the problem?
The tranny just went in the car. It's a brand new transmission, and we haven't had any problems, but today we are. So unfortunately, we'll have to settle, do what we can, and settle, get what we can out of it.
Well, another frustrating day for the Mopar Parts team, guys. They have had tough luck in these road courses.
Well, Todd, it's been tough luck for sure, but Beauchamp actually came in third in our last road course race. And what our spotters are telling us right now is Ronnie's having to double clutch that transmission on his upshift, which takes a lot of time and a lot of work.
Billy, for those who don't know, what is double clutching?
Well, what happens is you push the clutch once and you try and make the shift. You got to burp the throttle, touch the clutch again to get the transmission and the RPMs of the motor to match so you can get it into gear.
So it just means he's a pretty busy guy in that car, in the 60 car, Ron Beauchamp Jr.
Oh, for sure. And with all these laps to go, he'd be able to drive the transport home with all that double clutching.
Well, he's trying to hold off the 39 of Dave Whitlock now. Jim Lapsevich and the 75 of Kenny Abul in that battle as well. They're all chasing the 02 of Kerry Mix. Here on Circuit Gilles-Villeneuve, there goes Whitlock to the inside. Lapsevich down underneath Whitlock as Whitlock trying to make that move. Now Whitlock comes back into that draft. Lapsevich is stuck out. He'll dive in behind the 39 one more time.
Oh, there's J.R. Fitzpatrick. He's muscling his... Oh, Whitlock, he gets down in there. 3 wide heading for the corner.
Oh, boy, this is a road course. You don't want to be 3 wide anywhere around there, but they get through cleanly, believe it or not. The points leader, J.R. Fitzpatrick, watching this happen, just going, oh, guys, keep it clean.
Well, as they say, business is picking up. JR slides down to the inside of the 60 of Ron Beauchamp, slides in there. He's going to be able to power off the corner. He's bringing a move with him. Whitlock goes around under power.
Whitlock got caught out in that dust on the outside of that corner and looked at he'll lose a number of spots as Kennington, the number 9 of Dilly, all go by. Whitlock manages to grab a gear and get going. Here's the front of the field. The 02 of Kerry Mix, followed by the 88 Lou's Barbecue Ford of Robin Buck. Scott Steckley holding on to third. That's where we sit so far. 8 laps in Montreal. We'll be back. You're watching CASCAR racing action from Grand Prix at Montreal. The 02 machine of Kerry Mix has led all of the 11 laps that have been completed so far, but the story of the day has to be the charge that points leader J.R. Fitzpatrick and the 84 Milwaukee Tools Monte Carlo has so far put on.
Well, he's certainly putting a beating on those rear tires. It's using up all that Chevrolet horsepower.
Well, the kid definitely wants to get to the front in an awful hurry. He's working over the 25 MC Transport Tim Hortons Monte Carlo of Jim Lapsovich right now. That's for 6th spot. He's in the draft.
Well, he's running on down in the corner. He's in the braking zone now. You look all the way back. It's almost a straightaway behind to these fellows. Kenny Habul, then DJ Kennington, and the pair of Mopars out of the Whitlock stable of Dilly and Whitlock.
Habul running new colors this weekend as well. Glacier Isle Water coming on board to help him out for this race. On board now with Pierre Bourque in the 29. That's a Whitlock prepared car as well.
He's currently running in the 14th position, Dave.
That's a great sound, isn't it? Coming off the corner, you hear that motor just start to roar. Here's Whitlock trying to get back up into the thick of things after spinning out of that hairpin a little bit earlier on.
Well, he's got his work cut out for him now to get all those positions back. I think he lost 4 or 5 spots in that little spin. He's looking inside Dilly, but Dilly's not just going to roll over and play dead.
Kennington with no practice. We talked about that off the top of the show. He's leading this little group here right behind the 75 of Kenny Habul, but Kenny Forth actually practiced that car, put a setup underneath it, and then Kennington came in to drive.
Well, it's a proven car, you know, that Mike McCall built road course car. DJ put the setup underneath it, told Forth just go out, put some laps on it, as Hathaway's on pit road.
Guys, a couple of problems with the Team 3 red car. Yes, the flat right front rear tire is the problem, but when the car's stuck in 3rd gear around here, that's also a problem. So a little gentle persuasion underneath with the hammer to try and knock it loose.
Well, driving underneath there, giving it a tap with the hammer, hoping to get that transmission working again, and there's problems. And that's the 02 of Kerry Mix. He went out, almost got into the wall, and that opens the door for Robin Buck. Side by side down this big, long back straightaway.
Well, an uncharacteristic slip by Kerry Mix allowed Buxter to get out front in that Ford Taurus.
Whitlock working over his teammate, the 9 Dodge of Mark Dilly, looking for a way by. He tried the outside. That's not the way to go as they two power down this big, long back straightaway.
Oh, hear those motors. You can hear that thing come up in RPMs as he matched it, stuffed it in gear, got hard on the brakes, and turned in.
Funny to hear the difference between that and a Champ car, as the Champ car guys will dive it hard in the corner. You hear Habul kind of feather the throttle right before the braking zone, thinking, I don't want to dive this one in too early.
Yeah, look at that car there out front. Buxter's out in clean air now. He's going to try and run away and hide on Kerry Mix, but that's not an easy job. And here's JR down the inside in the braking zone. He's hard on Lapsovich. Lapsovich back in the preferred line on this corner. Side by side, they're both loose up off the corner. Oh, this is going to get tight.
Oh boy, not only is Fitzpatrick, they get together, and Lapsovich goes for a ride. He touches the wall, and that opens the door for the 84 of Fitzpatrick. He goes through, but Fitzpatrick not only banging the curbs, he's banging the grass trying to get by the 25.
Oh, that was some aggressive driving. You know, fellas, we're not even halfway through the race here. There's got to be some give and take, and JR's running for the championship. I don't know. You got to just ease up a little bit and look at the big picture.
Well, he was quicker a number of laps following that 25 car and looking for a safe way by. Just decided, you know what? Here's my opening. It's time to go. And he went through, made that hole for himself. And Lapsovich now drops back into 7th spot in the MC Transport, number 25.
Whoa, JR, he's in too tired. Locked up them rear wheels and around he goes. Now he's got to go make up all that ground again. Oh, he's going to turn around in front of that car, but everything's fine.
Kennington coming through. I don't think he'll get the spot as Lapsevich is well on his way. How do you like that? There's a gift wrap pass, and here comes Whitlock to the inside. Hard on the gas coming out of the corner. That's a battle for 9th spot on the racetrack.
Well, that corner, for whatever reason, that's the dirtiest corner on the racetrack, and that's where we're seeing all of our problems. As DJ, he takes a look down the inside of that Milwaukee Dual Chevrolet.
Hard into the braking zone they go. Kennington hard on the gas and up into the back of the 84. He has to get out of the gas as he ducks to the inside.
Well, DJ Kennington had to get right off the power. Fitzpatrick showing his displeasure, but you know what? Hey, if JR missed a shift coming out of the corner, DJ didn't know that. He did a real good job not wrecking both cars. Now, here we are back through the chicanes here. The 84 car is having a shifting problem. It'll rear its ugly head as they shift 9 to 12 times per lap here at this racetrack.
There was a perfect opportunity for some payback by the 84 car. He kept his cool head, though, going into corner number 1. He's right on the back bumper of the 17. He could have easily turned him, but Fitzpatrick says, you know what, I'll let this one go, and maybe I'll get him by and the next time around.
Well, the very fast left-hander there. DJ puts the power down nice and gentle. He's now put 3 to 4 car lengths between him and JR.
This back at the front of the field, the 88 of Robin Buck continues to lead. The 02 of Kerry Mix. Scott Steckley holds down the 3rd spot. We'll be back for more from Montreal. Welcome back to Montreal. Jim Lapsevich is leading his brother as they go through the hairpin. They are both trying to catch the leaders, Robin Buck and Kerry Mix, who have taken off from the rest of this field.
Well, there's a picture up front as Mix has got like 10 car lengths between him and Buck. Whether he's just cooling his heels or not, we'll have to wait and see.
Well, Mix was so dominant early on. He just misstepped once in the hairpin at the end before the long straightaway. That opened the door for Robin Buck, and he's been in the lead ever since. Take a look at Steckley, not too far behind, about half a straightaway back as we go 9 laps to go as the leaders cross the line this time by.
Well, Buck really cutting that racetrack off across the curbs there. He's showing his road race prowess. Dave Jacobs made a real good decision stepping out of that race car and putting that Robin Buck road racer in it.
It's funny, you hear some road racers talk. If it's paved, it's racetrack, and we'll run on it. And it looks as though that's what Robin Buck is doing.
Well, while we're away at commercial, here's a Mopar replay what happened to J.R. Fitzpatrick. He gets loose in the marbles, gets up into the fence, and more turmoil for the Milwaukee Chevrolet.
After that spin earlier on, is Fitzpatrick just a little rattled in there?
Well, you know, we don't know what's going on inside the race car. We can only just, you know, talk about it. But there's something not right with either the clutch, the transmission, and it's just getting the guy off his game plan. He's just trying to crash it to the front. He just needs to settle in and finish this race.
Something not right with the 11 as well of Van Ness. He's had to pull off. Todd Lewis is standing by with Alex Nagy.
Alex Nagy, Ron Van Ness is stopped out on course. Have you had a chance to talk to him yet? What happened?
No, Todd, he's, I think, the furthest away, so we can't get radio contact with him right now, so we're not sure at all.
Another frustrating day for this number 11 team, guys. Andy Van Ness and the rest of the team, they just wanted to finish a road course event.
Well, as you can tell, the frustration goes team-wide, not just the driver and the owner. The crew just hates it for their driver when they have a mechanical failure.
There is the 29 of Pierre Bourque. He is 14th and has joined us for 3 CASCAR events now. Pierre is on the board of directors for the Canadian Motorsports Hall of Fame and is an artist, a racer, and runs the Bourque News Watch, a successful website with its finger on the Canadian political landscape. Pierre has chosen to run a Whitlock-prepared Dodge for selected road courses. The 48-year-old rookie has renewed his passion for motorsport.
Well, the reason I got back into racing is that I became involved in the Canadian Motorsport Hall of Fame on the board of directors, and that led to a number of introductions into the world of NASCAR and CASCAR, and unfortunately my greatest passion in life was rekindled, so here I am.
Well, Pierre has not jumped back into auto racing lightly. In 2006, Pierre has taken on CASCAR, ARCA, and is running a full-time Busch East schedule while consistently testing throughout the U.S. with his fast track team. The Ottawa native also races within the NASCAR Diversity Program.
The reason I'm a part of the NASCAR Diversity Program, I think, is because of not only my age, my background, my citizenship, my dual language abilities. I'm a francophone, but I think they're just trying to show that NASCAR is much more than southeastern sport. It is truly international and becoming global, and I'm real proud to be part of that.
Well, I do agree with that. NASCAR is looking more global. They raced in Mexico last year, and rumor has it the Busch Series will be coming to this track soon.
Yeah, a lot of people saying this CASCAR race here at Circuit Gilles-Villeneuve is really a test to see what stock cars can do here on this 15-turn road course, and so far they're putting on a pretty good show.
Well, personally, I'll match all of our top CASCAR drivers against any Busch or NASCAR driver in equal equipment any day.
Some of the top doing battle in the front of the field right now. It's Robin Buck in the 88 who leads the 0-2 of Kerry Mix.
Well, Mixie, he's closed it right up, so he just might have been cooling his heels back there. The crew said earlier, we're talking to Razor, want him to just take it easy, save the tires, and it looked like he's done it well, and he's starting to move back in with that Ford Taurus.
Well, Buck doesn't look like he's saving that car at all. You saw him wiggle coming out of the corner now, hard into the brake in the car, wiggling one more time.
Well, you look in the mirror and you see the former Ironman Kerry Mix coming, and you better put the muscle in the hustle.
Now Mix into the draft behind the 88 of Robin Buck. Does he have anything in this braking zone? No, he doesn't. He tucks in. Oh, now here comes Mix. Mix to the inside as Buck gets out into the dirt on the outside.
Robin Buck got caught looking in the mirror, and Mixie filled the hole.
Boy, lots of dirt out in that hairpin. It caught Mix out earlier on. Same goes for Robin Buck this time by as the drivers nip in that inside corner. They're throwing all the dirt to the outside. You put a tire out and you're done. So Mix retakes the lead with 17 laps in the books. The beautiful city of Montreal plays host to CASCAR and the Champ Car World Series today. Good look at the newest member of the CASCAR family, Jean-Francois Dumoulin. He's running 12th right now.
That's an old Scott Steckley car. Good piece before he switched over to Dodges.
An AP motor under the hood as well, and Dumoulin hopes to run the series full-time next season.
But up front, it's still that man there, former Ironman Kerry Mix with that Ford Taurus out in front with Robin Buck in tow.
Robin Buck, a lot of experience on these road courses. He may take his time and wait for the battle to come to him, but Peter Gibbons, he is off in the Canadian Tire Monte Carlo. He's off in between turns 9 and 10, and Todd's down with the Gibbons crew.
Dave Hernan, I know this isn't the visit you wanted, but what happened to Peter? He seemed to be running really well.
The Canadian Tire car was doing an excellent job today, but it blew up. I think this track's just a little tough on the engines.
Yeah, it is pretty tough. High revs, long straightaways, high speed. Kenny Hull still out there battling, though. He's got a Gibbons Motorsports car as well.
Hull's in 11th, understanding that he too is having brake problems. Our spotter's picking that one up.
Well, you know, that we talked earlier about how long these straightaways and how hard he had to use up the brakes on corner entrance.
Another guy who's fighting some woes today, the 23 of Jeff Lapsevich. Some transmission problems. He's still in 9th, though, as he puts a lap on the 12 of Richard Duravage. This is a battle for 6th spot. These guys have been going at it for a long time. Mark Dilley and Dave Whitlock, teammates, and they're beating on each other.
Well, they certainly push each other as hard as they can. Teammates, there's no orders, just the best man wins.
The Gridley Heads 39 Dodge of Whitlock just ahead of the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick, your points leader, and he's closing in on this battle.
Well, that's a great onboard shot of Dave Whitlock in his office.
Whitlock still working over the 9 of Mark Dilley as they continue around. Gridley Heads coming on board the 39 team of Whitlock for last race back in Mosport. He put them straight into victory lane. So big thumbs up to the Gridley Heads crew for helping out that team as Dilley goes down to defend on the inside. Whitlock goes outside to the inside but can't get the power down.
There's just a little too much dirt in the racetrack there, and that big Mopar muscle just haze the tires.
What's the reason for all that dirt down in that tight corner?
Well, you know, we get marbles off the cars. You know, all the camber they got in the front end when they settle them into the corner and they turn in. scrubs the excess rubber off the tires, and then you get the odd guy that doesn't know enough to stay on the asphalt, and they drag the dirt out there as well.
And they're coming up on the 09 of Kent Noon out of Williamsford, Ontario, Rookie of the Year candidate. And Noon will be going another lap down. The 17 of DJ Kennington is just ahead of this battle. He's running 5th. Not bad for no practice.
We've mentioned it a couple times. DJ is a very seasoned veteran for his age, and he doesn't take much practice anytime he sits in a race car.
Back on the Kent Noon car, talked to him down in the pits, says he really likes these road courses. He's just taken a little while to figure them out. He's running 19th. Not a bad run for him today.
Well, you know, some of these rookies need these wide open spaces. You know, the ovals are very close contact events, and these road courses give you lots of room. Mixie continues to lead. We'll be back with more.
Just under 3 laps remain here in the CASCAR feature in Montreal. The 02 of Kerry Mix being hounded by the Loose Barbecue 88 of Robin Buck.
Oh, we see a piece of debris flying across the racetrack there as the Buckster and Mixie go through that corner.
33 of Bertrand Gaudin just ahead of the leaders. He'll give them plenty of room as they cycle, but Buck is now within striking distance with only a handful of laps to go. This is going to get good right to the end.
Well, you see the blue flag there. That's for Gaudin. Tell them that the leaders are coming.
Mix defending on the outside with Buck tucked in behind. He's a little bit too far away to make a move, but here is the battle once again. Whitlock has finally gotten around the number 9 to Mark Dilley in the Dodge, and that is for 6th spot on the racetrack, so put Whitlock up into 6th.
Well, they certainly went at it hard enough for a pair of teammates, but you know what? It's always bragging rights at the shop Monday morning of who had the best finishing spot.
And we'll take another look at it. Here's the Mopar replay. Whitlock to the inside under braking. Dilley gets a little bit loose, and Whitlock will go through.
A little muscle there up over the curbs. They got together, and Whitlock comes out with a spot.
Team orders? What team orders? There's no such thing in CASCAR with the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick fighting to keep pace with those two. He's running in the 8th spot. Here he is for the lead. Buck in the 88. The 02 of Kerry Mix still paces this one. Connolly gets out of the way and lets him go through.
Oh, Dave Connolly doing a really good job of staying out of the mix here as the race winds down.
Really good heads-up move with just 2 laps to go. The leaders go through very, very cleanly. And Steckley is running 3rd, but he's quite a distance behind Buck all the way to the outside wall.
Well, Robin Buck using all the horsepower left in that Loose Barbecue Taurus, trying to chase down that guy right there, Kerry Mix, who's doing a wonderful job here today.
On board with Robin Buck in the Loose Barbecue 88. Have a listen. And there is the 10 of Doug Brown. He's broken down the backstretch. So Brown off the pace as the leaders go by. A local caution as well.
As he chases him in there, you can't overtake in a local caution. You got to get through the zone where you can go back to race. There's the 6 car off to the right-hand side.
Dumoulin in the 6 up against the outside retaining wall as everything's starting to happen now with just a couple laps left to go. Mix is your leader. The 88 of Robin Buck is looking for a way by.
Kerry Mix locks up the tire going to the corner. Buck went around the high side trying to get some momentum. He doesn't get the job done.
But he's in the draft now down this 1.5 kilometer long back straightaway. Will Buck make a move?
Well, there's Kerry Mix trying to break the draft, moving from side to side. Buck, he's taking a look down the inside. We're heading for the braking zone one more time.
They work the gears, and Buck gets close, but not quite. Both of them banging off the curbs. Up towards that Quebec wall. Very, very close. White flag up. One more lap to go, and Buck takes a look on the outside.
Oh, Robin Buck, he's the technical guy. He's waited all race long for this one shot at him. He's up over the curb to the right. He's heading for the curb on the inside. They're both sideways. Buck's got the master. He knows how to get these road courses, but that man, Kerry Mix, he's no fool either. He'll use all that horsepower.
Buck is taking the time to cool his tires and cool those brakes to make sure he's had some here for the last-ditch effort. Robin Buck all over the back bumper. The 0-2 of Kerry Mix on the white flag lap here in the CASCAR 100. The 12 of Richard Durevage is off. That's a local caution as well.
Well, that's what Buck's going to have to watch out for. With all these cars stopped on the racetrack late in the race, they'll have local yellows, and you cannot pass in a local yellow.
Mix still leading, and Graham goes off in the 19. The local auto parts Charger of Brad Graham is off as well.
Well, these fast, long straightaways and short braking zones are starting to take their toll on these CASCAR stock cars. Transmissions failing all over the place, but this has been an awesome race.
No problems yet for the 2 leaders, and Mix goes down to protect the inside line. Here comes Buck on the outside. Will it be clean or dirty? So far clean, but not for Mix. He gets crossways.
Side by side out of that corner. Here we go, folks. It's a drag race. We're heading down the straightaway. We got one more braking zone. Side by side.
Who's got the bigger motor? So far, it's Mix in the 0-2. He's holding off the 88 of Robin Buck down towards the last chicane, heading towards the start-finish line. Mix gets in too hard. He cuts the corner.
Wow, I'll tell you what, in the driver's meeting, they said you couldn't do that. More blocking going on, that AP horsepower. It's a drag race. Who's it going to be? Kerry Mix with that AP motor? Yes, it is.
Mix winning by a nose over Robin Buck in the 88, but what a finish here in the CASCAR 100. The Mix crew celebrates on pit lane as the rest of the field slowly comes around. These two had a huge lead. Scott Steckley secures 3rd place in the Herb Group Dodge Charger. Good run for him, quietly in 3rd all day long. But the 0-2 of Kerry Mix, who had kind of cut that chicane right at the end to hold off the 88 of Robin Buck, and taunts down in his pit with Razor.
Razor, Kerry kicking across first to take the checkered flag. Did he shortcut the chicane?
I couldn't see it myself, so we'll have to go back to replay for that one. But the car was just awesome all day. Robin Buck, great competitor, put up such a fight, and I can't say enough about Kerry and this whole Canadian Detailing Services team, Ford Taurus. You know, this whole team's been working hard. We were on the pole in Trois-Rivières. The car was awesome. Fortunately, we had a motor problem. Nothing to do with AP, but AP builds awesome power, and it showed here today.
Go greet your driver.
Well, the Apex crew, a very happy crew here today, and they're going to head to Victory Lane to meet that man, Kerry Mix.
What a show the CASCAR Super Series have put on here for the fans in Montreal. The first time ever stock cars have been here, and it's been a good one. Welcome back to Montreal. Kerry Mix has just raced a whale of a run with Robin Buck. Kerry accepts the checkered flag for his victory lap here at Circuit Gilles-Villeneuve.
Dave, what a race we've seen here today. Ultra exciting. CASCAR obviously seen that chicane move the same way we did. It was just great last lap racing here at this racetrack.
There is J.R. Fitzpatrick, your points leader, finishes 8th here today. Kerry Mix cuts the points deficit by a bit with the win as he does donuts for the crowd, and Todd Lewis is standing by with Don Thompson, your 3rd place points contender.
Donnie, boy, you had a tough day, but what a fight back that you had to try to climb through the field.
Yeah, we sure tried. Motor didn't run very good. I really appreciate Peter lending me a motor, but it was down a couple cylinders, wasn't quite right, but got to thank the home team. We worked really hard today, so thanks, guys.
Great effort.
Why, that's a disappointing look there for Donnie Thompson, because you know every time we visit a new facility, he wants to be the man.
Take a look at the Castrol point standings. J.R. Fitzpatrick with an 11-point lead on Kerry Mix. Don Thompson Jr. drops to 33 markers behind. Scott Steckley into 4th. Dilly Beauchamp and Brad Graham also in the top 8. So Kerry Mix does his donuts here for the crowd in Montreal. The winner of the inaugural CASCAR 100 will be back to speak with the winners. making his 191st start. Kerry Mix smokes the field here in Montreal. The beautiful city and its fans of Montreal greeted CASCAR with open arms. The front row duo of Mix and Buck were ready to race. At the start, Mix grabbed the lead of this caution-free event. Ron Van Ness suffered heartache once again, while local favorites Dumoulin and Durevage raced hard. Jim Lapsevich had the save of the race, while the 29 of Bork ran well. Transmission woes plagued many throughout the field. Buck and Mix mixed it up front while Kennington cruised through. Points leader JR raced hard, while the Whitlock teammates of Dilly and Whitlock locked horns numerous times. On the last lap, it was a good old shootout. And a drag race as Mix and Buck dueled. Horsepower, prayers, and some cut corners won on this day. Mix beat Buck to the line here in Montreal.
Kerry Mix climbing out and up on top of the roof. And that number 02 waving the checkered flag around after the victory lap here at Circuit Gilles-Villeneuve. What a run, what a race. Kerry Mix, who started up front and battled Robin Buck all afternoon long. It was back and forth. Kerry Mix led for a while, Robin Buck led for a while. How much fun was that?
That was a pile of fun. I really respect Robin. He's a good racer, and you know, we touched each other just once, and that was it. The rest of the time it was back and forth, and good racing. What can you say, right? Like, beautiful facility, fans are great. It's perfect.
Well, you had troubles the last time you were in Quebec at Trois-Rivières, but you made up for it this time.
Yeah, we broke a motor, but you know, those things happen. We were on the pole there and never got to race, but hey, we got a good car, good crew. What more can I ask for?
A victory. Kerry Mix certainly going to shake up the points too, guys.
Well, Mix just 11 markers back now as we take a look at the Gridley Heads top 10. You see Dave Whitlock, J.R. Fitzpatrick coming home 8th, Jeff Lapsevich rounding out the top 10, and Todd's down with second place finisher Robin Buck.
Robin Buck, what a battle you and Kerry Mix had. Did you think you had him on that last lap through the chicane?
Well, it was touch and go. I didn't want to take Kerry out, and he was driving pretty hard. He was definitely taking the inside line in the last couple of corners, so that's okay. It was a good race. He made a mistake, I got by. I made a mistake, he got by. So all in all, it was a good race. The car ran well. I don't know where third place finished, but we couldn't see them. So we had a really fast pace going, faster than I thought we were initially, because Kerry and I talked about it, trying to save the brakes, but so much for racing talk. But the Lou's Barbecue CVS Flooring comes home second. Great finish. The guys worked really hard. They're super pumped about the road courses and how well we've been doing. So let's see what happens for next year.
Great run. Well done.
Thank you.
Take a look at the rest of the running order here in the Gridley Heads rundown. You see Kenny Boole comes home 11th. A couple problems near the tail end of the field. Brad Graham pulled off in the last lap. So did J.F. Dumoulin. Bertrand Godin also struggled all weekend long. And Don Thompson Jr. way back in this field. Hathaway with problems, as had Ron Van Ness. Todd's down with third place finisher Scott Steckley.
Scott, what a great drive. Another podium finish for you.
Yeah, these road courses are getting to be a lot of fun. I just got to thank all our sponsors, Herb Transport. Thermal King of Quebec came on board this weekend. Just everybody, the crew, everybody does a great job.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Well, there's Ray Lavender from Snap-on Tools, the official tool of CASCAR, giving Kerry his hardware.
The CASCAR 100 has been brought to you by Castrol GTX, maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. By CarQuest Auto Parts, proudly serving a world in motion. By Driving.ca, accelerate your car buying. And by Fast Eddie Racewear, get geared up.
Well, Dave, what an exciting finish to this race. Robin Buck put on a whale of a show with that Lou's Barbecue Taurus. There's the three top guys for today.
Top three finishers on the podium may have a special treat in Cayuga. Patrick Carpentier expected to run, and that's where we'll be next for the Hothead Henry 200 from Cayuga. From all of us here at James Robinson Associates, we'll see you there.